Well. That was
Whew.
interesting to say the least, I guess. How you guys doing? Um, I was really, I was really hoping to uh, be. Okay, I didn't think we were going to win. All right, but I was at least hoping to
No.
say some good things about Brian. I legitimately felt bad for him when he was on the bench. Did you see the close up of him?
No.
And yeah, I felt bad for him actually, but um, what can you do? I mean, you had to make a change at some point. But I certainly am not going to put this game uh, on Brian
No.
Hoyer. So what I will say first and foremost, right off the bat, I'll say the Kansas City Chiefs are a very good team, and uh,
They were going into this game.
they look good, and they I don't care who's out there. Belichick is going to coach good defense. It doesn't make a difference who's out there. We know that that's his thing. The same way Brady could make mediocre players still look pretty damn good. Belichick is that way with defense, but it's just not enough against a team like the Chiefs. Super Bowl champions usually have some kind of hiccup going into the next year, and they don't seem
Right.
to be on any kind of stopping pace whatsoever. Um, I will, though, however, put um, I will point out though that I thought the Patriots played admirably for the most part, considering no practice,
Yes.
um, traveling on the day of the game to Kansas
Yep.
City.
Yep.
Not and I'm not making an excuse. There's if you're out on
No.
the field, you've got to
It's
play the football
facts.
game. Okay,
Yeah.
so but I'm just saying I'm not saying that's why they lost. I'm just saying that I thought for that situation
The
I thought they did
circumstances that
pretty
they had to
good.
deal with.
They
Yeah.
did
They had
okay. I mean
no Cam. They had
so
three backup offensive linemen. 9 hours after the same day travel halfway across the country. I mean, Brian Hoyer, he had two massive brain farts in the red zone. I mean, for a
yeah
12-year veteran quarterback, can't be doing those things. You know what I mean? And
I
especially
know.
when you're away at the Chiefs, you got to put the ball in. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, not to just pistol whip Brian Hoyer here, but one of the reasons
No,
why
no,
he got the
no.
start, but I'm with you though. One of the reasons why he got the start was they felt he was better prepared, and that doesn't just mean the playbook, because we know that Jarrett had an injury, but clearly it wasn't so severe where he couldn't have played because he did play. But with Brian, they were counting on him to not make those mistakes. Those were mental mistakes that a rookie makes, or second
Right.
or third year guy makes. Those are not those are not the mistakes of a guy who's been around the league over a decade and been Brady's backup for how many years. So that they were going with the logic that okay, Brian is not gonna win the game with his arm, but at the same time he won't do stupid stuff like hold on to the ball too long or throw it to where it can get picked. They were counting on those things, and they thought, okay, well, if Brian can minimize the turnovers and minimize no mistakes, we might have a chance. At least we could run the ball. That's exactly what they went for, and that was exactly the plan. It's what they did. It showed that when the moment
Hmm.
the game began, we could see that immediately. But then Brian does the stupid stuff, and it's like,
Right.
dude, wow. I mean, as a backup, as a clip holder, a clipboard holder, and as a guy he's a great practice quarterback. Great practice quarterback. That's his job. He was never meant to play. Um, Jarrett Stidham was. They kept Stidham for that reason to back up the next guy, and that was last year with Tom. Brian was still there, but Brian was never meant to play. But they had no choice. In the third quarter, though, Brian Hoyer was looking great. Okay, so he was just hitting everybody, and then there was one that almost looked like it got picked off, but it actually got right in there. And I was like, damn, okay, so Brian's heating up a little bit. He's getting a little warm, you
Right.
know. He can do that sometimes. We've seen him do that
He
on
gets into
not on the Patriots, but on other teams. He
yeah
gets in a rhythm,
in a
right?
rhythm.
And as soon as he got into a rhythm, McDaniels takes the ball out of his hands, starts these ridiculous, like, obvious running plays over and over.
Yeah,
And
the
that,
run
I
plays
swear
just
to you, that killed the momentum. It killed it. But then you can't excuse Brian. Okay, so when Brian fumbled, he backed up. His arm got hit first. His throwing arm got hit. So they hit him right there in the sleeve. The moment you felt that, you have to know, okay, this play is about to be over. They're on me now. They're on me. I got a choice. I can either grab the ball and go down and just take the sack. How many times have we seen Brady do that, right?
yeah, a lot.
Or throw it away if you can, um, or step up, at least step away to give yourself a little chance. He did none of that. In fact, he didn't even react to it, and it was just bizarre, actually. That's something that you can't have. He took away 3 points. That was 3 points right there. All he had to do was grab the ball and take the sack the moment he felt that pressure on his sleeve, because he had nothing out there anyway. So, can't do that stuff, man. Again, I know Brady wouldn't have done that, all right, but Brady's not here. So, I can't critique the quarterbacks always constantly on, well, if Brady was here, it's easy to
Right.
do, and I know I will do
Brady's
that.
been gone for 3 weeks. I know it's
Yeah, it's
still
just,
kind of
yeah. I,
hard
I
to
get
get over the fact, but yeah, he's been gone for 3 weeks. But
I get caught up in that, Um, but listen, what the hell is Julian Edelman doing? What was that? What was
I don't
that?
know. It just I don't know what he was. I think it another again for the brain farts. It's like mental mistakes that you just can't make against this team, and that was a pretty big mental mistake. And look, there are some people who are saying that Edelman should retire and this and that. Look,
What?
his career. Yeah, there's some people out there who right now who are saying, oh, he's old, he needs to retire. I think that's a little bit ridiculous, but
Okay.
I just think that he's playing hurt. He's played hurt. He's playing hurt this season, and that was just a bad mistake that he made. I think
What?
he's
What?
I think he's more than earned the benefit of the doubt to me.
Well, yeah. I mean, that had nothing. People are really saying that? Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. That had nothing to do with his age or physically. That was a mental error.
a mental
Okay.
mistake.
So that's going to happen whether he's 21 or whether he's 30 or whether he's 60. It doesn't matter. That was a mental error that is just going to happen no matter what. It had nothing to do with anything other than mental laziness. It's that thing where you look to where you're going before you make the catch. You assume that you've caught it.
Yeah,
You can't do that. And Julian doesn't do that normally, but he did tonight, and it was a disaster. And now Stidham has a pick six. And this is what I was talking about last night. Remember? I said we have to have a new stat. We have to have a new stat that
yes,
that differentiates
that's
between a
exactly what you
quarterback's
said.
interception and a quarterback pick six or not, because Jarrett Stidham should not have a pick six on his resume. This is absolutely ludicrous.
Yep, that's exactly what you said yesterday, and you're right. That he should not have that. And the way the score is, if he doesn't have that,
Yeah,
I'm feeling you're feeling a lot better. Well, if you never watched the game, and I'm gonna watch it as soon as we're done with this, you would think, oh my God, if he just got blown out, 26-10, oh my God. But
that's not really what
the
happened.
way things happened, I would
Yeah.
say 20-10, maybe at best. And really, the Chiefs got another touchdown that they shouldn't have.
Right.
And by the way, Patrick Mahomes, when did he turn into LeBron James?
You mean that massive flop?
The massive flop. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, LeBron is like the ultimate flopper, but Mahomes, he's like, blah, blah, blah. And then I saw some media people giving him credit, saying, "Oh wow, that's a great theatrical job by Mahomes." What?
Okay. Wait. Hold on. But all they do is give Brady crap for yelling at the refs and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. When it's their king, when it's their anointed saint of redness, then it's okay to flop. It's okay to do whatever you want. And I'm not hating on Mahomes. I'm not.
No,
I'm
you're
just
talking about the
saying
media. You're talking about the media.
the media, because
Yes.
they're over here saying there's, I believe one of them was Jeff Schwartz from Get Up on ESPN. He tweeted, "Oh, what a good theatrical move by Mahomes." Theatrical move. So if Brady did the same thing, would you be saying that? I don't think you would be.
And exactly, I don't care if they say that for Mahomes. Just keep it consistent.
Keep the same energy.
Keep it consistent. I mean, so say that, excuse Brady for that when he does that, because he's trying to get a flag. He's trying to. I mean, I did a whole Brady hate episode about how Tom lobbies to get a flag to improve his team situation. That was what Mahomes was doing.
Yeah.
Fine, whatever, okay. But just make sure that if Tom does it, you say the same thing. Oh, that was some great acting by Tom. You know, just keep it consistent. That's all I'm saying. I just want it even. But is there some unwritten rule that I'm not aware of that you're not allowed to intercept Patrick Mahomes? And is there some unwritten rule to where you're supposed to let him power walk his way to a first down? I have never seen anything like this in my life. But this goes back. Do you guys remember last year? We complained about this every week last year. Why is it that Patrick Mahomes can run as slow as a freaking turtle, but yet get 20 yards on a scramble and blows on him? They're like nowhere near. It's mind-boggling, and it's so frustrating. I'm like, how is this possible? The dude looks almost as slow as Brady when he scrambles, and it's like so
slow.
He's ripping off 20 yards. What the hell?
And it doesn't even look like 20 yards. It looks like 10. But you're like, how did he get to that? And nobody.
I mean, when Lamar Jackson scrambles, it looks like a freaking video game. Okay?
Yes, it looks like he's running.
It looks like Usain Bolt just took off. Okay? It's like,
yeah.
You know, I get it. But when Patrick Mahomes is running, so I'm telling you right now, I guarantee you I could beat him in a foot race. I could beat Patrick Mahomes in a foot race. I will bet money on it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But like Lamar Jackson, I get it. I could see it. When Tyreek Hill takes off down the field, you can see it. It's like, wow. But Mahomes is barely moving. But it looks like the players converge around him, and they kind of don't really do anything. Is it possibly the whole they're afraid to hit him kind of thing? I mean, maybe it's
the way the refs were
thing
tonight.
I don't know. But
I wouldn't blame them. But yeah, but that Shalik Calhoun did have that massive hit on Travis Kelce, which I loved, and I replayed about 5-6 times.
I love that. Oh, I love that. John Thomas Chavez just said exactly what I just said. He said, "You think defenders are scared of hitting Mahomes or account of getting flagged? It's possible. I mean, you guys know for a fact that for the last 20 years, we did enjoy. There were times where they would hit Tom and we would get a flag, and you know for a fact that was a Tom Brady flag. Okay." And they're doing that for Mahomes. They're protecting their assets, and I get it, okay? But that's not even really my argument. My argument is more of a question why the players seem to kind of just flock away from him. It's very bizarre. Because I've seen them light up Lamar. I've seen them hit him. But for some reason Mahomes just doesn't get touched. It's crazy. We have our first super chat of the night, $5 from Psycho Mantis. He says, how did they hold Kansas City to 6 points for 3 quarters and then just fall apart? That pick six changed everything.
Pick six was everything. Yeah.
It just wasn't supposed to be there. But I just want to say, though, this is the difference between Patrick Mahomes and Russell Wilson. I know, you're probably thinking and rolling your eyes, oh, God. Here he goes again, talking about Russell Wilson. Okay, but I just want to point out that Russell Wilson dominated our defense. Okay, just recently. and now
And they
Mahomes
still had a chance to
Mahomes
win
couldn't
that
figure it
game.
out. They said, well, we had Cam though, but
Right, we had Cam.
but Mahomes couldn't figure it out, and of course was aided by that pick six. But that's just, I think, the difference between quarterbacks, and as where Mahomes has a lot of talent, but there are things missing in his game that he'll get eventually. He'll develop it. He'll develop his field vision, and he'll develop his pre-snap reads. That'll all come, okay? But right now, Russell is in a sweet spot. He's in that spot where he's been around long enough to see everything, but
Mm-hmm.
yet he's still young enough to where he can still bullet that ball into anywhere he
Yeah.
wants. So he's at that sweet spot, that perfect, that area for a quarterback. Uh, so if they rob him this year of that
Oh no, he
MVP,
better get
I'm going to be
if
pissed.
if they win, if they're up to at least 7-0, 8-0, 9-0, they have to at least consider him because he's like you said, he's in a zone, and if he continues on it, there's no way you can deny him. Especially with the performance that Mahomes put up, I think it was pedestrian for Mahomes' performance. So I don't think he's gonna win MVP this year. So I think it's Wilson's right now.
I think we saw today, we saw Belichick's defensive game planning is really good, and that he's just awesome. He's awesome at defense, man. He's the man, and that's what I've been trying to tell everybody. And in that episode I did, remember, I think it was episode 5 of the Brady Saga, episode 6, where I said, "Who is the system?"
This system, yeah.
And at the end I put both uh, Belichick and Brady, because you've got Belichick who can do the defense, and then on the other side you've got Brady, and when you put those guys together, you have got the the perfect weapon, the perfect team. It's you take them apart and they can do things, but you put them together and now it's Thanos, and the Avengers ruling the world. It's like a whole different thing. But thank you so much, Psycho. I really appreciate your super chat, man. Uh, let's see what everyone's saying so far. I
Well,
still have a few more
well,
things I'd like to say, but yeah.
okay. Well, can I just riff for a second?
Oh,
Because
go
I don't
for
want to
it.
spend
Go
too
for
much
it.
time.
No,
Because I don't want to
absolutely.
spend too much time on those refs because that will just incense me. But I know people hate the moral victories and all that stuff, but if you send this team into Arrowhead in January, and again, that's barring that there. I mean, I really didn't notice that there was a crowd. I mean, with 15,000 or whatever, I didn't even notice it.
Yeah.
So, and it seems like the players didn't really either. Maybe Hoyer, but everybody else seemed like they didn't.
No,
Um,
I just think he was
but
nervous from not playing. But
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And considering what had happened, what had processed in this week time frame, I mean, especially considering all the losses that the Patriots have had, considering Bill Belichick, James White. By the way, good on you, James White. You look good, and I'm so glad you're back in the lineup. Uh,
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for
considering
bringing
that,
that up.
and then Cam Newton with COVID. I mean, this team's back was against the wall. They just landed in Kansas City, what, 7 hours ago, 8 hours ago,
Yeah.
and they played a football game. I mean, and they could have won it. It's not for a whole bunch of different things that happened. So, but I think if you have Cam in there, I think they have a great shot to win it. Considering what I saw from the defense, I think Jarrett Stidham, I think he's your guy going up against Denver.
Oh, I
What
think
do you
it's
think?
hands down. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a done deal.
because
Done deal. Like I said,
yeah,
they went into this game with Brian only because they were going for the no mistakes uh, uh, aspect of it. They were not going to let Brian just sling the ball around the whole time. They were going for a run game and being conservative. And they thought, okay, Brian's been around a long time. He'll know what to do. He won't hold on to the ball. He won't do stupid stuff. He won't throw it into harm's way.
right.
He'll just do what he has to do to keep the game close. And that's what they were going for. But now they know
Mm-hmm.
that Brian is going to make those mistakes, evidently. Um, so, but also, one thing I think we should, I mean, we
It
would be.
appears we're just about done.
What was that? It
That was my
appears we're
brother.
just about done. He
Uh,
sounds just like you. That's funny. Okay. Um,
oh,
uh, I said we'd be fake news if I did not mention though that I think Kansas City Chiefs defense is pretty good. They're not bad. They're not bad.
they're not bad.
I
And
I,
they
I
were
think
missing Chris Jones tonight,
yeah.
which the fact that we were missing Shaq Mason, that could have been worse than it turned out to be. So, but yeah, they didn't do too bad.
Yeah. And it's just because their offense is so good, it overshadows the defense. And of course, it's happening. That happens a lot when you have great offenses. How many times has Peyton Manning's Colts defenses never got credit back in the 2000s? Remember that? Like everyone they never paid attention to Dwight Freeney and Mathis and guys like that, and they got no
Yeah.
love, But yet they were probably playing just as good or even better than Peyton's Peyton's offense. But that's just how it works, when you've got an MVP and stuff like that. But I do want to point out though that I think the Chiefs are a good team. Whether this happened the way it did or not, they were still
Yeah.
a great team already.
And they deserve they deserve credit as well for playing, because again, the Chiefs are in a tough situation too. They still have to play, I believe, 2 more games in 11 days. So
and not only that, as we all know, game planning starts weeks ahead of time.
yes.
Each team has a whole crew that its job is to game plan ahead of time. That way, the moment your game is over, they can present you with information on the next game. So the moment you've done that press conference, it's over, it's done, and you move on to the next. And so the Chiefs, the preparation for the game before it ever happens, which started 2 weeks ago probably for the Patriots. The Chiefs started studying the Patriots 2 weeks ago. All of the work that they put in to study in camp is now useless. So they had to scrap that game plan, and then they had to go for, is it going to be Hoyer? Is it going to be Stidham? And how are they going to change their approach? So I don't want to take anything away from Kansas City, but the facts are the facts. This was not a good matchup for the Patriots at all. I wish the game had been rescheduled. Just from a spectator standpoint, even if you are a Chiefs fan, you have to admit that it would have been cool to see Mahomes versus Cam in December.
Did you see? Did you see the promo that CBS had? Instead of Cam and Mahomes, you had Belichick versus Mahomes.
Well, yeah, you had nobody. I saw that. You had nobody to. Who else you going to put? I mean, they probably should have put Gilmore, but
Edelman, not Edelman. Oh, all right.
Yeah. We have another super chat, $2 super chat.
Spamling said he wants to call in. Yeah, you can call in. Go search Von Allen Sports on Skype.
I'm sorry, guys.
And anybody can call in.
This is the post-game show, so that means the lines are always open. So you are always welcome to call, unlike on Saturday nights where I only open the line at the end of the show. But on the post-games, you guys are welcome to call. So this post-games are always about chatting, venting, bitching and complaining or bragging or whatever you want to do. This is your time to have your voice heard. Addy sends a $2 super chat. He says, I heard Tim Couch can still throw 5-yard slants. Well, it doesn't matter if Edelman is not catching them and letting them bounce over his head. Okay, I know, cheap shot, but still, I'm still mad about that. That's all.
There's a lot to talk about in this game. I did not think that there would be. Honestly, I did not.
Okay, so we have coming up, I think we have a new person here. Let's see.
What's going on?
Camera. Just a second. I remember you.
Yep, there it is.
You were you were one of only 2 Chiefs fans who had the balls to call in.
Yeah.
When I made a specific show designated for Chiefs fans to call and talk junk to me because I said y'all were going to lose to the Titans, and I said I'm going to eat my crow. This is your chance to call in and make fun of me or whatever you want to do. And you and another guy, I can't remember his name, but are the only ones who called in. So I remember giving you props for that. So are you happy?
Yeah. And well, no, I'm not happy with that game. at
Okay,
all.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Like, I'm happy that we won. It's always good to be 4-0. It's always nice, right? But it was a horrible game. The Chiefs weren't up to par. The Patriots weren't up to par, and the officiating was horrible.
I'll have to agree with that.
Yeah, that's pretty much sums it up.
Like, a win's a win, but a sloppy win's a sloppy win. I mean, if you just look at the stats, it looks like we played up to par, but it was horrible.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean,
Considering the situation, like we were saying, with the Patriots, I was expecting a bigger blowout, but yeah, we had already know we were going to get our asses kicked. I was going for one of those things where let's see how good we do against adversity, and that's kind of my mindset. And I think our defense was admirable tonight. I really do. They should have had 2 picks. They just dropped them. It's like idiots.
right?
Yeah,
But
the first one
No,
before they dropped,
should
I
have
was
been
like, wow.
3.
there was a third one.
Should have been 3. Whenever it was called dead, like Mahomes was down, that's technically a pick because it was hit while he was releasing.
Yep. Yeah. Because he caught it. That didn't hit the ground actually. Yeah, I can't believe that, man. That was
That
that was.
I was like, my parents looked at me and they were like, "We got away with it." And I was like, "No, it should have been a pick. I don't care. I mean, fair is fair." That's like taking away the Matthew pick 6.
Yeah, it's And then if you remember when Stidham came in, his first pass was an interception. But luckily for us there was a flag. But I was like, oh crap. Well, it's good that he got that out of his system on a flag. That's the best time to do that, I guess. But then
Yeah,
but I do want to talk about his pick at the end of the game. Okay, dude, if you were trying to hit a guy in the back of the end zone from that distance, you have only you only have there's only one option for that throw. That is a high arc. Okay, and the only reason you would do that is because you only want 2 outcomes. Either he catches it in the back of the end zone or it goes harmlessly out of bounds. That's it. You cannot short that kind of throw. You just cannot. It's unacceptable. I don't care if you overthrow it, but don't underthrow it. And that was just
right.
absolutely ridiculous. But
I actually had tickets to this game. I owned tickets to this game, and then I tested positive for COVID.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
So what was it like having it?
I had a runny nose. That's it. Like,
Okay,
I was
that's consistent
fine, dude.
with what we've heard. Basically, if you're young and healthy,
young.
you'll be okay. But if you're sick or vulnerable, then it could really be a very bad problem.
I mean,
so.
the worst part is not being able to see my father because he's 50 and his immune system sucks, so I can't ever go see him right now.
Yeah, my mom's doctor, she's doing chemo post therapy, a light chemotherapy, and she said the doctor said she can't even visit me or any of the grandkids or anybody because she's too vulnerable. So it just depends on who you are and if you're healthy. So yeah, well that sucks, man. But I'm glad you got through it. That's cool.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I still have like 8 days left in my quarantine. So.
Well, at least your team's 4-0. That makes it easier.
Right.
It's always good to win. So, did you know that this is the first time in NFL history a team has started 4-0 for 5 straight years?
Seasons.
Yeah. Wow.
And I was surprised to hear that because I could have sworn that the Patriots had done that. I assumed we did at some point, but
right with how successful you guys have been, you would have assumed that it happened. But I think one of those.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
One of those.
I think we're having a problem.
Oh.
What up?
Bad connection. We're getting a bad connection from you.
Oh.
Maybe it's the AirPods.
No, it's my Wi-Fi. I have bad
Okay.
Wi-Fi.
Just get closer to the modem if you can, if that's
Sorry.
possible.
Okay, hold on. It's wireless. I'll bring it to me.
But let's see. There's something I was going to say about the Chiefs. We were talking about them starting 4-0. Oh, yes. I'm going to be an asshole for a second here. I just want to let you know that 5 of those seasons that they started 4-0, 2 of those was with Alex Smith. I just want to point that out. I'm not trying to say anything by that.
And it is only 4 wins. It's not like it's
people
like
should know
10-0.
that Alex Smith did do that. So people should know that Alex Smith has a better record against Tom Brady as a Chiefs player than Mahomes does.
Yeah, Mahomes is 500, right?
Yeah.
Well,
wait,
and you could.
No.
2-2, right?
Yes.
Mahomes has only beat Brady
once. Beat Brady once, but the Patriots twice.
Oh yeah, I'm talking Brady and Alex Smith. Or that's what I was referring to. Yeah. But Alex, we were on a bad end of Alex Smith Chiefs team twice. And the most memorable one is the 2014
one.
Disaster. Monday Night Football, the Chiefs just completely made us look like amateurs. It was
Do you know what
awful.
happened? Do you know what happened that season? I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah, of course. The ending is all that matters, but that was rough. So we knew that the Chiefs were a good team already, and they just needed that last piece, that guy who could, was a different level than Alex, and now they've got it. And so.
Okay, I've got a point to bring up. So, if you're looking at this is just naive. I would put it as naive. If you're looking at the season, if we win against the Raiders and the Bills the next 2 weeks, hypothetically, we could go 16-0 very easily.
Ooh.
Hypothetically.
I don't know about that, man.
I do want to point out that you still have to play the GOAT in Tampa Bay.
Right, in Tampa Bay.
But that's right after a bye week. And do you know about Andy Reid off of a bye week?
Oh yeah. He's very good.
Yeah.
Undefeated, right? Or really close to it? Yeah.
With the Chiefs, he's undefeated off of a bye week. So
let's see. We have another...
and you still you do have a game against the Saints in New Orleans. So I wouldn't count that out.
Yeah, that's fair. But I would say the hardest part of our schedule is what we're going through right now. We have a very easy schedule this year, I would say.
That's fair. What's up, Aaron?
Hey, Gabe, how you doing? Is your video not working?
No, I just have it off.
Okay.
Well, I kind of just wanted to get on here pretty much just to say that both quarterbacks sucked. Yeah, I know. What's up, guys? Long time. It's been a long time. But, look, both quarterbacks played like trash. I mean, the fact that we were able to contain KC for as long as we did speaks highly of our defense. I mean, what did we give up? Only 20 points to what is supposed to be one of the most high octane offenses in the league. I mean, that speaks highly of us. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, well when you say both quarterbacks, do you mean Mahomes and Hoyer or Stidham and Hoyer? Or
Stidham and Hoyer. I mean, Stidham and Hoyer sucked. I mean, Mahomes.
I would say Mahomes is very under average for him. That was a horrible game for Mahomes.
Well, like I said, I can't really back on Mahomes because he did make the big plays. I mean, he did make the big play to Travis Kelce. I mean, he did get it going in the second half.
He was playing Belichick's team, Belichick's defense, and I think that's a great thing for any quarterback to get a victory like that off Bill,
Yeah.
no matter what. So
one thing that they said during the broadcast was Belichick's the only person to never allow like it was like Mahomes has had 3 games where he has not had a touchdown in the first half, and those are all against Belichick. That's not true because we didn't have a first, like, I don't know why they brought up that point considering we didn't single touchdown versus Jacksonville in 2018, and we did not score a single touchdown against I think it was the Colts, like last year. So I wanted to clear that up because that was I don't know, like I saw that and I was like, that's not true at all.
Where are you from, by the way? Are you from Kansas City or are you from?
I'm from about an hour and a half south.
Oh, so you're from Missouri.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't pick the Rams. Weren't the Rams south of Kansas City?
They were east. They were in St. Louis.
Right.
But my father was from Kansas City, so I've been born and raised a Chiefs fan.
Fair
I
enough,
mean,
fair
heck, I
enough.
got a Chiefs tattoo on me, so.
Oh, nice, man.
Hey, did you guys see last week in the power rankings? The Patriots were 3rd and the Falcons were 28th. I said, you cannot make this stuff up.
BB in the chat says the Packers need 8 more points to make the score 28-3.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yo, thank God one team has finally done the right thing. Houston's finally gotten rid of choke job over there, Bill O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien.
They got rid of him as their coach and their GM.
Well,
the other
like
thing,
I said, if you send away DeAndre Hopkins and trade him for an injured running back, you better not start 0-4.
Seriously.
Yeah, and there better be a reason why you traded. And there better be a reason why you traded Hopkins. And right now, Hopkins looks great.
Unbelievable.
Well, I mean, he's playing with an actual offensive-minded coach. He's got Cliff Kingsbury. I mean, I know he wasn't a world beater at Texas Tech, but he is a quarterback whisperer. Hell, he coached Pat Mahomes, actually.
Cliff Kingsbury? Yes, he did.
Yep, from Texas Tech.
From Texas Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, one thing I did want to say.
These guys how often I talk college football with these guys.
One thing I did want to say is I feel like Patrick Mahomes' stats were very padded, considering he, you could have taken those 2 touchdowns that he had as rushing touchdowns. Because I mean, one was basically a handoff. It was a tiny shovel pass.
Both of them were, yeah. Well, I'll tell you this much: it was the greatest shovel passes I've ever seen in my life.
I mean,
they were phenomenal. The torque, yes, the torque on those passes were just mind blowing. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. But as far as Belichick goes with Brian Hoyer and then Stidham, who would have thought that you need an MVP quarterback to beat an MVP quarterback? I mean, who would have thought, right? Like,
what do you mean?
Well, Cam Newton's an MVP.
Everyone was saying, that Belichick can win with anybody, and apparently you need an MVP quarterback to go up against an MVP.
Well, I guess this is only one game. Calm down. This is one game. Remember, he has done well with other quarterbacks in the past. Did we forget that he had a good year with Matt Castle?
Dude, I was being sarcastic. It was a joke.
That went over my head.
Okay.
I will say that that if even one of those interceptions, like one of the early 2 interceptions, goes the Patriots' way, that's a completely different ballgame.
And the fumble.
We had a fumble?
Well, it was supposed to be one.
Supposed to be.
No, I'm talking about the one where Mahomes was like stripped in the middle of his throwing motion, and it would have counted as an interception.
Yeah, it would have been counted as a pick. Yeah, but
oh yeah, we had like a dropped interception. Like as you were throwing it to the end zone, I was like, oh god.
Yeah. I don't know what it was. Mahomes like was underthrowing balls, which is really weird for someone with a cannon of an arm. Usually it's the opposite.
Yeah. Well,
Again, I'm gonna count all of this to not a lot of practice, 3 days of nothing. You know, it's just a lot on both teams' plates. And look, credit to both teams for doing what they could in this really crazy situation that the NFL. Hopefully, God forbid, there aren't any positive tests tomorrow or anything like that, because
For sure.
there's always that feeling in the back of my head that this game shouldn't have happened. So, you know, I'm praying that everything works out well, because it did today.
Yeah. It should have been postponed, and everybody would have got a better game. It would have been more entertaining just for the fan base, all fan bases. But that's the way it went. Nothing you can do about it. So
yeah, imagine if this game was like on the extra week, like they wanted to add next year. Like if it was a week 18 game. Imagine that. I would assume both teams would be on their A game, because they would be healthy at least, and they'd be playing for their playoff lives. I mean, that would have been a lot more entertaining than, well, what this was.
And they could have put it on like some weird night, like Friday or something like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
One team I want to talk about in the NFL, I feel like they're kind of a sleeper team, dude. The Pittsburgh Steelers. They're looking pretty tough.
They're not a sleeper to Aaron, because he picked them.
Hey guys, you can't call my personal Skype. That's not going to work. You're calling my phone. Call Von Allen Sports, not me personally.
I'll type it in the chat.
I did twice. On Skype, it's Von Allen Sports.
Oh.
But the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm glad we don't have to play them during the regular season. Because, I mean, I don't even like the Pittsburgh, but, dude, they're doing something in there.
Who have they played? I think they played Houston. Garbage. Have they played Cleveland yet? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, there are a lot of undefeated teams right now.
Yeah, but I don't think they've played anybody that great.
They haven't.
Just off the top of my head.
You actually no, they've only played the Giants, Broncos, and Texans. They're not great, but I've seen and a few moves, and they could click on all cylinders on defense, dude. Their defense looks pretty nasty.
No, I think my sleeper team was the Titans.
You think the Titans are a sleeper team? They were just in the AFC
Championship. I'm thinking.
What you talking about, Willis?
To win their division. I picked the Titans to win their division.
Well, I mean, that's not a big stretch, is it?
Well, I mean, people were telling me it was when Phillip Rivers went to Indianapolis. People were actually saying, "Were you crazy? You got Phillip Rivers in Indy." Like, I'm taking Tennessee, buddy.
I'm biased there. I hate Phillip Rivers. Having to play him twice a year, dude. He's such a crybaby, in my opinion.
Really? He seems like such a good guy. He seems like a real nice guy.
Well, you got to think he's never been in my he's always been in my division, so it's like kind of like I just don't like him.
Oh my god.
He could throw the ball 10 yards away from his wide receiver and he'll start yelling at his wide receiver.
Yeah, he yells at everybody.
Big Ben. That's like Big Ben. You know,
but
you know, funny. My dad's been a Raider fan for about 50 years.
Well, I've only been on this earth for 16 years, so I got a little catching up to do.
Oh man.
Yeah, my dad's been.
Not good. Not good.
What?
I run a show where someone who wasn't even alive for Tom Brady's first Super Bowl.
Yeah, it happens. It happens, man.
Yeah,
I
you
just
were
had
there.
a
You were born when he won his third Super Bowl, right? 2003,
Yes,
2004.
sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir. It's funny. It's funny that you mentioned that you use that comparison. My dad remembers events in his life based on who won the championship that year, who won the NASCAR race on that day. Like he remembered my mom's anniversary because Jeff Gordon won a NASCAR race on that day.
Oh my
dude.
God, that's me.
I can do the same
That's like
thing.
me with football and basketball.
Yeah, not with NASCAR, but with football or hockey or something, or tennis. I can tell you like who won the U.S. Open or whatever. But I can remember what I was thinking at that time based off that year. Uh, but God, you're only 16, really? Damn.
Yes, sir.
Oh, don't call me that.
I wasn't necessarily calling you sir. I was just saying yes, sir.
I know. I'm just kidding with you. I could be your dad, dude. Seriously. So,
My dad's 50, so
oh well, I would have had to have done something when I was young, really young, but it's still possible, I guess.
it's
So,
still possible.
Man, I feel
Hey, but
old.
don't
I got 10 years on you, brother.
don't discredit me. I'm on the far end of 16, dude.
well, enjoy it and enjoy high school because it will.
Goes
What
by
high school,
fast
dude?
Well,
COVID's stolen my high school.
when you
I
get
just
back.
mean when you get back and your life in general. But I remember in high school, all of my friends and everybody was like, "Man, you know what? One more year and we get to graduate." And I told them all, I said, "Don't, no, no, because I have older siblings, and I saw the real world eat you and spit you out, and I'm like, I'm in no hurry to get that going." Of course, as soon
I,
as I graduated, I moved out of my parents' house, but and I enjoyed every minute of it because I knew that when you're in high school, it's perfect. All you don't really worry about anything. It's just a different life. It's very very fun, very free, you know. But
I don't
I
think I've
would
ever
actually
talked
say
about
that's
that.
more. I would say that's more of like your early 20s.
what
Like you're
is
just starting college, you're finally starting to move, get out on your own. Like you ain't gotta take crap from nobody.
well,
I don't
even
think I've ever.
in your early 20s, you've got to worry about living and situations, and you've got responsibilities. You probably at that point you've probably got credit cards, you've probably got a car payment. You know, there's all kinds of things like that. But in high school, all you had to worry about was just getting up, going to school, hanging out with your friends. Maybe you had a part-time job that gave you some money, just enough to maybe go on, take a girl on a date or something. But the
Yeah, your
worrying really
extracurricular
wasn't.
activities.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's just
I'm working
yeah.
35 hours a
So,
week.
What the hell?
Wow.
Yes, sir. $15 an hour at Walmart.
oh, Walmart.
Wait,
Oh, the evil empire.
wait. Missouri does $15 an hour.
Taxes are getting raised, so everybody at Walmart got raised to 15.
Well,
Oh my
that's if you're
God.
a legal citizen. If you're illegal, you get like $3. So
But I don't. This is something to talk about. I don't, especially on a football. I won't say his last name, but his name's Christopher. He got a scholarship to a D1 school,
Mm.
and
nice.
life hit him hard. It was FSU, and like
Wow.
his
Oh, that
second
explains a
game,
lot.
his sophomore year, he got he got the like the rotation nod where he could be in the rotation running back, and, and
Why do I think I know this name?
as in play. He
Okay,
wasn't
so
a big name, so I wouldn't be surprised if I would be surprised if you knew his name.
No,
The
because he plays at FSU. I live in Florida, and I'm actually a big Gator fan, so Florida States are like our biggest rival. It's been
yeah,
fun
that's
being able to laugh at them the past 3 years.
This would have been.
the Packers are kind of stalling out here with Atlanta. Um,
What's the score?
let's see if it's 20-9, but the Packers have got the ball and they're almost in the red zone. They're at the 21-yard line.
Somebody fired Dan Quinn already.
Oh well, touchdown now, but there's a flag. But maybe
I
the
would
Falcons
pull it up, but I
maybe
turned
the
it off.
Falcons
So
need to go in reverse. Maybe they need to actually get their
Right.
butts kicked in the beginning, and then try to come back.
Come back.
So maybe they're doing it the opposite,
Mhm.
and they need to just switch it. So
Yeah, you're not gonna beat Green Bay and Lambeau. Do you have any idea how hard that is?
I have a
they got to
personal
do
vendetta
something.
against Green Bay.
They got to do something.
Why?
Because they went ahead.
I
They went ahead on
my-
too many games, and you can't lose those games like this. When you see the schedule, maybe you mark on the schedule, okay, the Packers in Lambeau is going to be difficult, but that's why you win the other games that are winnable, and they fell apart. There's no excuses anymore. So it's going to be 0-4 for
no,
them,
espe-
and that's it.
So what do you have
and
against
they've
Green
literally
Bay?
blown a lead. Oh, my second favorite team is the Vikings. So I mean, they're nowhere near the Chiefs, but I've always liked the Vikings. My mom said I used to, whenever they would be on the TV, I would literally sit down and watch the whole game, and I was like 3.
I don't know. My second favorite team would probably be the Raiders because of my dad.
The Raiders.
Hell yeah.
The
You know what they say,
Raiders.
real men wear silver and black.
All right, guys, who's your guys' MVP pick?
Russell
Russell
Wilson.
Wilson.
Russell Wilson. Yep. That was
I
unanimous.
don't know, guys. I don't know, guys. Josh Allen.
Don't. Nah. Nah.
Oh, thank you for that. Thank you. Oh,
Hell no.
I needed it.
First
I needed
of
that.
all, who the hell has Josh Allen even played? Nobody. He's pretty much a nobody. Who's he played? The Dolphins, the Jets. I think he played in the
Raiders.
NFC. The Raiders, who were overachieving. Everybody was hyping them up when they beat New Orleans. It's like, calm down. It's
Okay,
New Orleans shot
but
themselves in the foot.
but
And now
whenever they're picking MVP
Oh, and the
candidates, they're not
Rams
looking
and
at
the
who you're playing.
and
They're
the Rams
looking
when
at
they blew a 28-3 lead and had to come back to win.
Okay, but whenever they're picking MVP candidates, they're not looking who you played. They're looking at your stats. And right now, Josh Allen is higher in every statistical category through 4 games than Mahomes was in 2018 in 5 games.
Okay. Well, the real question is, listen, I agree. I don't buy into the strength of schedule thing. I don't. People seem to be obsessed with that concept. But the real issue is, okay, if you take Russell Wilson away from the Seahawks, or if you take Josh Allen away from the Bills, how much damage would that do to the offense? That's kind of the question you'd have to answer, I guess. So I'm not giving you an answer, but I'm saying that would be the question they would probably ask if the stats were comparable. So
I agree.
But the Seahawks are leading a much better. They're just better overall, and usually the better team will get the MVP award if you've got a great team. It's kind of like J.J. Watt. The reason he never got MVP is because he was on a trash Texans team, and so it went to Aaron Rodgers instead. But it should have been J.J. Watt.
And he's always hurt.
But yeah, but it should have been him had the Texans been good. So I just don't see the Bills being 13-3 at the end of the season, but I do see Seattle being 13-3 or maybe even 14-2 at the end of the year, and that it will be the difference maker right there. So
well, I
Let me
can't
ask you something.
say much because I see the Chiefs being 15-1. I'm a little biased. So.
Clearly.
Okay, we have a new caller coming in. I'm going to let you guys go so we can get other people on here, okay?
Alrighty.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Okay, looks like we have up next Israel. Israel, how you doing,
Hello?
man?
What's up, man? Pretty good.
Is your camera off?
Yeah, it's off.
Okay. So sorry about your. Well, actually, before we get into that, let me read this super chat. We have a $5 super chat from John Thomas Chavez. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Cool piano picture, by the way. Got a piano right behind me, although it needs to be tuned badly. I don't think it's been tuned since the Cold War. But anyway,
Looks like it was
Kellerman.
made then too.
Oh, it's that piano's pre-communism. That's old school. John Thomas Chavez, super chat. He says Kellerman said recently that Russ might win MVP on account of pity votes. What the?
What?
Also, I
Idiot.
legit felt bad for seeing Hoyer on the sideline after being benched. Okay, well that's two things that John has mentioned. The first thing with Kellerman is, does Max
Pity
Kellerman
votes?
watch? Does he watch our show and then just try to go after anybody I like?
Yeah, any point. Yeah.
Is this the deal now? I mean, is it everybody I like, let's crap on them? I mean, and it seems like everyone I don't like, he praises. It's so weird. But
That doesn't make any sense. Like who's pitying on him? He has an
Pity.
undefeated team.
has he even watched a Seahawks game this year? Dude, Wilson will drop back and make a 70-yard bomb look like it wasn't, like it was nothing. Like it was, come on, this dude has talent coming out of his ass. It's like, how could you say that? Pity? Really? I'm sorry, but I thought he was MVP last year. The next point he makes is he said that he legit felt bad for seeing Hoyer on the sideline after being benched. I did, man. When he was sitting there and they zoomed in on him, God, he looked horrified. I just felt so bad for him because he was never meant to play. He was never.
No.
He knows that. That's not why he's on the team. And he's a practice quarterback. That's what his job is. He's an analysis quarterback.
He's there to emulate whoever they're playing.
Exactly. That's his job. He's to look at film. He's to help the starter. And that's always been his job. And he knows he's sitting on the bench and he just looks so defeated because he's like, man, I screwed up. I could have done something here. And for a fact Tom called him before the game. He did.
Oh, definitely.
And he probably was thinking, I didn't do what Tom said, or I'm going to let Tom down or whatever. And you think those things, but I really, it's kind of disappointing because Brian Hoyer had that great drive where he was just putting throws in there. Like it looked like it was finally happening. And then that fumble, it's just everything, it wrecked everything. But yeah, John, I felt terrible for him. Thank you for the super chat, man. Really appreciate it. So Israel, what do you think about your Cowboys? Are you done with them, or are you still holding out hope, or what?
Man. I don't even know. I think I'm just gonna be neutral about it because we're back to square one. Now the Eagles somehow just regained the lead in typical fashion, They win when they're not supposed to. And now we're behind again. So they just suck, man. This defense is the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's maybe. Now I will admit I was very positive about the hiring of Mike McCarthy. I thought it would be good for him to get a new start because I do think he's a good coach. I just think the time ran out in Green Bay, but perhaps for the Dallas Cowboys, just specifically the Cowboys, perhaps they should have gone defensive coach. Maybe
Yeah.
that is what they should have done, because they got rid of Garrett. He's an offensive guy, and that wasn't working. And now they just replaced him with another
with an
offensive coach. And maybe
Clearly, their
McCarthy.
offense is pretty good, so they don't really need
I don't
help
think
on
they
that
need that
side.
much help. It's the defense that seems to be suffering mightily. So now,
Yeah.
I don't know who they could have gone after off the top of my head. I could, if I took a look at something, some people, I could come up with some people, but maybe that's clearly the problem. So
Yeah. Right now, Dak is on pace to throw for the most single season yards in NFL history, but I don't care because we're probably going to have a losing record. So,
and it's not going to matter. Exactly. At the end of the day, it's not going to freaking matter.
yeah. Yeah. And
It's all about winning. So
the problem used to be that people would always give shit to Dak when he was never the problem with this team. You know, back in 2017 and 2018, you know, but now people are starting to realize he's probably the only reason why they're even relevant.
well, I like Dak, and you guys know that I've always talked good about him.
Yeah.
And I said I like his. He seems to not panic. Listen, I can't stand young quarterbacks usually. They piss me off, and they do stupid crap, and they don't listen. And Dak never showed that. Like his rookie year, he was rookie of the year, and that impressed me. You know, um, he was rookie of the year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, wait, did he get it, or was he in the finals for it? But anyway,
I think
his
it
rookie
was
year, his rookie year was awesome, and I took notice of that quickly. And ever since then, I've had a pretty good feeling towards him. But I don't know what the deal is, but people seem to hate him, and I don't get
Yeah.
it. Like, what is it? Is it the Cowboys thing? Is that what it is? Because
It has to be because
I've never
if
seen
he was,
so many. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say if he was playing for some other team that doesn't get as much attention, they would probably be saying, "Oh, Dak is so underrated. Why isn't he getting so much praise?" You know.
Yeah.
It's kind of, it reminds me of Tom Brady because if he does something, you know, he gets negative attention for it anyways. It doesn't matter. Like, did you see the way Shannon Sharp, he gave him a B for yesterday's performance, and his excuse was that
He gave Tom
the offensive line was, huh?
He gave Tom a B?
Yeah. He said he gave him a
Oh,
B for yesterday's performance.
I thought you were talking about Dak.
Yeah, I was just saying that if they play good, it's because of the people around them, and or because the other team sucks, you know. But they never want to give him that much credit.
Yep. Oh wow, this has got to be like the coolest Chiefs fan I've ever met. So right after he got off the phone, he sent a $5 super chat. He says, "I thought I would send some love. Have a good night, y'all. Wish it would have been better. I'm calling 15-1, baby. Hashtag run it back tour." Um,
That's a cool
do I
guy.
think
I like him.
15-1 is very, very difficult. It doesn't happen very often. It's actually quite rare. And I think the last team to do that was the Packers. And
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
2
it
years
was
ago.
this Panthers.
Oh right. Yeah.
Wait, I thought the Packers did it. Oh no, the Packers. You're right. The Packers did it in
Yeah. Packers, that
2012,
was 2012, and yeah, and then
and the Panthers did it 2015. You're right, but it doesn't happen very often. So that would be amazing to do, especially after you won the Super Bowl, because we know that after winning the Super Bowl, everyone wants you. Everybody wants a piece of you, and you're a target. So to have that kind of season. No matter what, 13-3, 12-4, I still wouldn't want to play the Chiefs in the playoffs. So it wouldn't make a difference between 12-4 or 15-1, 6, whatever it is. I would not want to play them in the playoffs. So they're going to be great no matter what. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And again, congrats on your team getting a good win tonight. So.
Yeah, about today's game, you know, I bet Tom was just looking back and saying, oh, man, I'm glad I'm not there anymore.
I think, honestly, I think it might be hard for Tom because he sits back and he's watching tonight, and he knows exactly what went wrong and what could have gone right, and he can see, it's because
I
it's
don't know
easy
if he
to
would
watch
say
from your living room.
yeah, I don't know if he would say that. I don't know if he would say, "Oh, I'm glad I'm not there."
No, that's not what I meant. I'm talking about. I'm
No, I
saying
know.
I'm saying though
I'm
the experience of watching and knowing for a fact
yeah.
what you would have done differently, and perhaps maybe it changes the outcome. That's got to be a weird feeling, right? To watch that.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, but I don't think Brady would say, "Oh, I don't think I want to be there," because he still has friends. His teammates that are still there are his friends still. Actually, he tweeted about it tonight when the Bucks were honoring his, I think, what was it, his 222nd career win in the regular season. And they put a graphic up there, and he was saying, "I can't do this alone. There have been many teammates and coaches and friends I've made that have helped me along the way." So of course he was referring to the Patriots because he's only been a Buccaneer for 3 weeks. So I think he still misses them, but
Sure.
it is what it is. Business is business.
Raphael Havoy sends a super sticker. We don't get those very often. That's pretty cool. A super sticker, and he says, "Loudly crying face." I know, Raphael, man, you're 49ers. What the hell happened, dude? Last night I went to bed because, of course, here it's like that. By the time halftime of your game was on, it was
I
4
went to sleep
a.m. for
too.
me. 4 a.m. for me. But I went to bed because I thought, oh God, the 49ers are going to just destroy these guys. I wake up and find out that the Eagles won, and I'm like, what the hell
How did they do that?
And I found out it's the 49ers quarterback. He's
CJ Beathard.
He's garbage. Well, he was garbage last night. I know that. I don't know if he's garbage completely. I need to know more about him, but he was in that game. So, Raphael then sends another super sticker and says angry face. I think it's supposed to be an icon, but it's not. It's not coming up on the thing for some reason. That's weird.
I thought it was supposed to be moving, but
yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. It seemed like the 49ers had control. Brandon Ayuk did that crazy hurdle, and it seemed like he didn't even touch the defender. That was a pretty cool play. And then I don't know what happened because I went to sleep too. And then so the Eagles at 25 points. I said, "What? How did that happen?"
Yeah, so I ran it back after I got up, and I was like, "What the hell happened here?" But it's okay. I mean, they need to get Jimmy back. So
yeah,
and then I think they'll be okay. They can right the ship, and it's not the end of the world yet. But that's a game you have to win. you have to beat that team. But that NFC East is just garbage. My God, what a
NFC
crappy
least.
division. I mean,
Yeah.
but it's not just now. This has been happening for years.
For a long
For
time.
years. Every time someone wins the NFC East, it was always some idiot who just backed into it by accident. It was like it was never who won the NFC East. It was who sucked the least. And that's kind of how it worked. It was like a sucking award, but you just didn't suck as bad as the other guy. And that's
Can you imagine that
bizarre.
the team with the tie is leading the division, technically?
Oh damn, this dude's serious. Our our Chiefs fan, he says, all right. He says, that's another $5 super chat. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. He says, all right, one more. Hit me up anytime on Skype, and I'll hop on the stream or call in. I love talking football anytime. Absolutely, man. The any of the post games that we have, those are free for all. Anyone is welcome to come call in. So absolutely, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
You know, as much as it hurts to say, I have to give Carson Wentz a lot of credit for last night.
Why?
I mean, I'm not saying he had a great game. He seems like, I don't know, he just played with a lot of heart. If that really means anything.
I think it's too little, too late. I think when you're making the money he's making, you have to make something happen. And now he's in such a hole because of the salary versus what he's putting out there. He's going to need a lot of victories, a lot of stuff go his way in order to justify the money he's making. Jake Saunders, he wrote something I wanted to point out here because he's absolutely correct. He said the reason people like Wentz over Dak is that Wentz was a second overall pick while Dak was picked in the 4th round. That's a good point. God, that is so true. That is so true. It's the same thing with Russell Wilson. Okay, he went in the 3rd round. Tom Brady went in the 6th round. It's this bias towards first rounders because everybody hyped these guys up in college, and nobody likes being wrong. They don't like being the guy who missed it. And I'm just going to kind of pat myself on the shoulder here for a second. And I will say my greatest draft prediction of all time was I said that Russell Wilson should be a first rounder. And he went in the 3rd round. And I'm not going to say that I knew he was going to be this good, but I just thought he was a first rounder. I mean, come on.
Because if he was a first rounder, people would, the way he's performing now, people would be gushing over him.
Right. If he had gone number 1 overall, could you imagine?
Oh my God. Yeah.
But that's the thing. These there's this bias, this first round bias crap, and it pisses me off, man. It's so stupid.
A lot of times they're busts, aren't they?
Oh yeah. Actually, drafting a quarterback with your first 5 picks is usually very hazardous. It goes badly more than it goes well, because hell, what do we count Andrew Luck as? He was first overall. He was a first overall talent, and he looked like he was on his way to becoming that, but he quit.
Yeah.
So that has to count as it's problematic, right?
Yeah.
But then you've got. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Joe Burrow looks pretty decent so far, but he's an exception.
Well, see, that's the thing. A first round pick, just in general, is a lot different than a first overall pick. When you are first overall, number 1, it means that you are taking the worst team in the NFL. You're taking over the worst team in the NFL. And you are expected to not only make them good, but you're expected to win a Super Bowl. That's what's expected of you. In fact, when you're number 1 overall and you're a quarterback, that team is really hoping that you're a Hall of Famer.
Contender.
They're hoping that you're they're hoping you're the next Elway or the next Peyton Manning. That's what they're expecting out of you. And that's why every single year I say, unless there is a quarterback in the draft that is one of those guys that look like they can be that realistically, trade that pick. Get out of that first number 1, cash it in, get a bunch of picks, get a bunch of first round picks. That's usually how I am. So with that, what happened?
I'm just laughing at John Thomas Chavez's comment. You think the football team and Colts wish sometimes that they drafted Wilson in 2012? I'm just laughing at the fact that he
The
said the
football
football team. And we know what he's referring to. God, that's so sad.
I'm still not used to that.
I still feel bad for RG3 though.
Yeah.
It's just, this is the thing about football. There's some luck involved. Okay, there's the luck of not getting hit or not getting end up with a coach who's a complete idiot and who puts you back out there so you can get your knee bent all the hell over and over and over again. RG3 could have had a great career. I'm not saying he was ever going to be a Hall of Fame or anything like that, but he looked great that first year.
His first season, yeah,
that was so fun. It was exciting.
That wasn't that the year that Cam came out, or was it the year
that was Andrew Luck?
That was Luck.
It was Luck in RG3, but they both did pretty good. They were both. It was fun. That season was fun because it's like, oh, look at the new blood coming, and they both looked great until it all come crashing down because Mike Shanahan is an idiot.
Yeah, his legs just gave out.
But this Falcons Packers game is interesting. It's 27-16, but there's still 10 minutes left in the quarter.
Yeah, the Packers have the ball, so.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of people that we feel bad for, I think we should all feel bad for Matt Ryan. I do.
Oh sure, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake. Wilson did play good in his rookie year in 2012, but nobody cared about him because, like to your point, you said he's not a first rounder, so they don't care. And it's the same thing about Dak. They ignore him because he wasn't in the first round. It's this weird college first round draft bias thing that people have, and it's just very bizarre. I do not believe in taking a quarterback first overall unless this guy really looks like a slam dunk. I'm talking he is off the charts on everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And
all the tangibles and intangibles.
Yes, exactly. And those guys don't come along every single year. I think
Andrew Luck was the last guy who could be that guy, but the Colts ruined him.
Yeah, I'd say Andrew Luck was worth it at the time. That was the right decision. I'd say Cam Newton was probably the right decision, even though Von Miller was picked right after that and ended up being Super Bowl MVP. But I still can see the logic there in that one. I don't think that was a bad deal. But then you've got your ones that you just scratch your head going, what?
Yeah.
Why? Like, why did you do that? And I don't know about Joe Burrow yet. I don't have anything against him at all. It's just, didn't he really only have one season that was outstanding? His senior year, is that correct? Israel?
I think so.
Now I'm pretty.
Yeah,
I would assume that he was pretty good his whole college career, but I think I had heard that up until his last year, that was the year that really made him number one overall. So we'll see. But look, it's also the team. Look at the team he went to. That is a garbage organization, man. It's a disaster. The ownership it might be the worst ownership in the league. It's hard to believe, but the son of Paul Brown is such an idiot. But
the fact that they kept Marvin Lewis for so long,
and then they hired an idiot. You got rid of Marvin Lewis and you replaced him with a guy who has no idea what he's doing. no clue what's going on at all, you might as well have just kept Marvin. It's just, what is this? I just don't get it. But it's Mike Brown's cheap ass, because he knows that a big name coach will cost a lot of money, and he's always been like that. He's been cheap. He's always been cheap. So, holy crap!
Wow.
What?
Raphael Hagoy just sent a $20 super chat on a post game show. That's damn. He says, if the Chiefs win and go on to repeat in the Super Bowl in February and become a dynasty, I hope they get scrutinized and hated just as much as Tom and the Patriots did. So many calls going for them. It's ridiculous.
They won't be as hated as the Patriots.
They won't be as hated, but at the same time, that won't make them a dynasty.
Yeah.
They would need one more for that. So, but absolutely agree with you.
I think they'll be lucky if they get more than.
I mean, I'm not saying they can't. Anything's possible, I guess, and they've got some good players and stuff. But let's think about how football is. What happens if Mahomes goes down? What happens if you lose Tyreek Hill? There a number of things. Like I said earlier, there's luck involved in this stuff. There's hoping your guys get through the season and make it to the end. That's what's so hard about it, is because you have to consider those things. Raphael, man, thank you so much, dude. That's awesome. $20 super chat. You are the man, dude. Seriously. Thank you. And this is coming from a 49ers fan who just got his guts ripped out the other day by the Eagles, and I felt it, man. I was going for the 49ers. I am not a fan of the Eagles. I don't like Philadelphia in general. I think their fans are the worst. I think they're the absolute worst. They disgust me. They're idiots. And they're led, like their most famous fan is a complete idiot who gives oral sex to a water bottle, and apparently that's okay. And
he gets millions of views on YouTube.
Yeah, I would rather no one ever know who I was than to be known like that, to be known as that. And of course, it's all an act. It's all an act. In real life, if you walked up to him and got in his face or something, he'd be a big giant pussy. Okay, so it's all this tough guy act is all. It's just stupid. It's just nothing. But in this case, he actually is the epitome of Eagles fans. He represents a lot of them because a lot of them act like that. I mean, we're talking about the guy who ate horse crap, the guy who ran into a moving subway car, sorry, he was chasing a subway car and then he ran into a post because he was such a moron.
The people who slid on those Crisco slided poles.
God, they were the guy who punched. They punched a horse.
Oh man, I didn't know you knew about him.
Oh, they're horrible. They're ridiculous. And I always knew that they sucked, but I really, really learned the details when they were going up against us in the Super Bowl. That's when I kind of started paying attention to them. Because I remember there's a video of a Cowboys fan whose car is stalled on the side of the road, and he's wearing a Cowboys jersey, and they try to run him over, and then at one point they run into his door and tries to break the door just because he's wearing a Cowboys jersey. That has got to be the most I'm sorry, but it's football. It's a sport.
Don't forget when they threw the batteries. Don't forget that when they threw the batteries at Santa Claus.
No, they're disgusting. So I always want them to suffer.
Don't forget
yeah.
Michael Irvin, you remember that?
Be more specific.
When he broke his leg. I think
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah.
what
They
it was.
applauded. They applauded. They were happy. They were happy about it.
Yeah, what a bunch of jackasses.
I have never watched a guy get hurt and think, "Oh man, I'm so glad he's hurt." It's just why. And besides, don't you want to play the best? Don't you want to? Don't you want to beat the best? I think it makes you weak if you're hoping a guy gets hurt just because they're good or just because you think they're going to beat you, and you hope for his injury. I think that makes you weak. Not. It's a reflection on who you are as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So. Hey, look, Kevin Godnett. I haven't seen him around in a while. Oh man, your Vikings must be really pissing you off, huh? Kevin says he ran into a drunk Eagles fan after the Super Bowl experience there, and they were very obnoxious.
I heard about that.
What? Von Allen doesn't believe in Joe Burrow? Joe Burrow?
I don't think you said that.
I don't remember saying that. I was actually asking a question. If he was he always good in college? I only looked at his senior year when I was doing the evaluations for the draft. But no. I didn't say anything about Joe Burrow, did I?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know why I would. No. I was talking
like
about
him.
the organization he went to is garbage. So, if anything, I was talking bad about your owner and your head coach. So but Joe Burrow, I actually feel bad for him. It's too bad that he wasn't picked third or fourth or somewhere down the line, and maybe could have got a better deal. Like Herbert, for example. Justin Herbert got a great deal. He's on a great team. They have a lot of good players. And I think their coach I think he's getting better every year that he gets more experience. Let's keep in mind that Chargers team that Herbert is getting the lead was considered by Brady. Yep. And Brady was only considering teams that he thought he could get a Super Bowl with immediately.
And speaking of another guy who was picked in the first round, Herbert, pick 6 of this year.
Yep. And see the difference? If you're number 1 overall, you go to the Bengals. If you're number 6, which is just right next to it, you get to go to the Chargers. And now all of a sudden you have a chance at making the playoffs or at least getting off to a good start. It's a big difference. I would not want to be number 1 overall, I'll tell you that much. No thanks.
A lot of pressure.
It's like what happened with Aaron Rodgers in 2005. Yeah, his ego was hurt, but can you really tell me that wasn't the best thing for him? Because look what happened to Alex. That was trial under fire. It was just. Yep. He was just thrown to the dogs. Same thing happened to David Carr. Do you remember David Carr? He not only was he picked number 1 overall, but he was picked as the very first pick of the Houston Texans organization in general. Like how much pressure? Not only are you number 1, but you are the guy who's supposed to make this new franchise be good. And then they didn't even do anything to protect him. The guy got sacked more than I've ever seen a quarterback get sacked. It was a nightmare for him. So no, I wouldn't want to be number 1 overall. I think that's a disaster waiting to happen. So yeah, I feel bad for Joe as far as that goes. So yeah.
Yeah, if you're a pick under number 1 and you're still in the first round, but you lose the pressure. So yeah, I would definitely agree with that. If I could go number 2, then I'd do that.
Yeah, exactly. Just anything to back up into the round to get on a better team. That's what you want. That's
By the way, who do you guys play next?
Denver.
Oh, Denver. That should be a
yeah, that's going to be an interesting one because now they've got Mark Rippon's nephew. That is so weird to see
That is
a
odd.
Rippon out there on the field because I remember Mark Rippon for the Redskins. I mean, oh, sorry.
The football team.
Are we gonna get canceled
We're gonna
for
get
that?
canceled.
I'm so sorry. The DC Criminals. I think whoever this Ohio Tiger guy is, I think this is the first Bengals fan I've ever met.
Yeah, and here at least.
I'm not joking, actually. No.
First
Dude,
Bengals fan ever?
There are no Bengals fans. Okay, you know, on our Von Allen Sports Facebook group, we have a poll
Yeah.
to where you hit the team that you represent. The only team that we have not gotten a selection for was the Bengals.
Wow.
No Bengals fans, none at all. So, I mean, my God, even the Browns have fans. You got Addy, super fan. But yeah, this is the first Bengals. Peyton Manning was number 1 overall, and he was considered one of the greatest quarterbacks overall. Yes, he is an outlier. But also, even with Peyton Manning, it was different. So Peyton was selected number 1 overall, but his first year was a freaking disaster. It was 3-13, and it could have gotten a lot worse had their owner and their general manager not gotten rid of the coach and then brought in a new guy, which is Tony Dungy. And Tony Dungy brought with him a different philosophy, a different way of thinking, and that helped a lot. It brought a balance. Tony Dungy was a defensive guy. He brought in a balance that they needed. But it started off very, very bad for Peyton Manning as well, and it could have gone really wrong had circumstances not came up for him. But as far as the Bengals, I don't know, man. We're gonna have to see some good stuff immediately to have any faith in the Bengals organization. Not after the last 20 years of crap that they have produced. So, yeah, I'm going to need some convincing on that one. It's not Joe. It's that ownership there.
Oh yeah, Tampa Bay and Chicago this Thursday. How do you think that's gonna go?
Oh, I am interested in the fact that it's Nick. It's Nick starting, and the last time Tom got to see Nick was Super Bowl 52.
Yep. That's true.
So
I forgot that Nick Foles was starting.
Realistically, I think the Bucs have got it, just as long as they don't overlook the Bears. Because I know the Bears are 3-1, but are they are they A3? I mean, come on. So I don't know about them. So,
but yeah, and I'm pretty sure we'll do a post game, right?
Oh, of course, yeah.
So that's Thursday night.
We do a post game for all Patriots and Brady games, and if on Sunday they're both playing, then we'll wait until whoever finishes last and then go after that. But if they're separated, like on Thursdays and Mondays, like tonight, we had 2 post games this weekend.
Yeah, because it seemed like people were confused from yesterday that we did a Bucks post game show yesterday. They thought, oh, this is the Bucks channel.
Yeah.
But see, if you've been a longtime VAS fan, then you know that we only did Patriots post game shows last year because Tom Brady was on the Patriots.
Exactly. So it's not that hard to figure out, but apparently some people were struggling with it. Tiffany O asked, so will Dan Quinn get fired tomorrow?
Hmm.
Honestly, the thing about firing a coach that has to be considered is, does the owner want to pay 2 salaries? Because after you fire Dan Quinn,
You have to hire someone
his
else.
contract is still guaranteed.
Yeah.
Coaches' contracts are different than the
'Cause-
players. And then he's got to hire a new guy that's going to come in and make millions. So now you're paying 2 guys. And if he's
And
willing
do
to
you
do
have
that,
to?
so
And do you have to pay that coach that you hire for the previous 4 weeks and then the rest of them, or?
well, with coaches, it's just a year salary, no matter how many games you coach.
Oh well, yeah.
But at this point, they're about to go 0-4. If you don't believe that any coach is going to come in and clean up that situation, and if you don't have anybody on deck that you want to look at or you really believe in, then you might as well let Dan Quinn finish the season and keep, I guess, because you already have to pay him anyway. But like I said, unless there's someone you were looking at and you wanted to give them a head start, then that's a different situation. But I don't know. Arthur Blank seems like the type of guy who will let Dan Quinn finish the year and then he'll fire him. But you never know anymore, because I didn't expect
Yeah.
Houston to fire Bill O'Brien this early in the season. It's only been 4 games. And even though it's 0-4, it's still, normally coaches don't go that early, especially a guy who's been with the team for a while. So, to answer your question, Tiffany, I don't think Dan Quinn will be fired tomorrow. But he will be, for sure. This is his last year in Atlanta, no matter what. Eli Allen? Did you say there's an Eli Allen here? Shaq?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where?
He says, "What is up, my guys?"
Eli. Hey, man, that's my nephew.
Oh wow, cool.
He's well, he's about to be 18. He just graduated high school. So he graduated from the same school I went to, and he even works at the same place that I worked at in high school. So, but I'm glad to see you
Nice.
here, Eli. It's your first time here. I appreciate you being here, man. Good to see you here. He's a Patriots and Saints fan. He likes, so for
Oh,
NFC
okay.
it's the Saints, for AFC it's the Patriots for him. So
Um, Raphael's asking me,
wait,
did Aaron mention your offer?
no. No, Eli, you turned 18 this year, December. There's no way that you've been 18 since December. Wow. Okay, I was wrong. I thought he was about to turn 18. This just means I'm getting old. This sucks. I'm sorry. What did you say, Shaq?
Raphael's asking me, did you mention his offer for the bet?
Oh yeah. I will take the bet. I will take the bet. So, Tiffany, you're welcome. Absolutely. It was a good question. Um, for those of you who don't know, the other night, on Saturday night, Raphael asked me, he made a bet, asked me if I'd make a bet with him. The deal is that when the 49ers play the Patriots, if the 49ers win, then I have to wear some kind of Jets memorabilia, New York Jets memorabilia. But if the Patriots win, he will send a $100 super chat. So I thought about it, and I will take that bet. So I like it. I like it. 2 reasons. One reason is, well, there's
You
no
didn't.
guarantee that Jimmy G is going to be back in time. Okay. But even if he is, Belichick knows Jimmy. He knows everything about him. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that goes in my favor. I think it works in my favor. So I think that a Cam Newton led Patriots offense is good enough to at least make, to keep up with the 49ers defense. But I think your 49ers offense may not be a good matchup for Belichick's defense right now, especially with guys like Gilmore and the McCourties out there lurking around. And even Jones now looks. Did you see him keep up with
Mm-hmm.
Tyreek Hill tonight? That
Yeah.
was incredible.
Yep.
He was.
Yep.
I was like, damn, how fast is this guy?
And he did that in the AFC Championship game as well, if I remember correctly.
Yes, he did. Yep. John
Oh,
Thomas Chavez. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Shaq.
I was gonna say about the vet, and Raphael, you didn't say what Aaron should wear, so you just said something Jets related, right? You didn't say a jersey specifically, right?
No, he said Jets, something that says Jets
so it could
hat
be anything.
or yeah. Now
Brett Favre jersey.
What if I? Oh yeah, that would actually be pretty cool to have. But what if it's a Jets thong? What if I just wear a Jets G-string? Well, that will get some ratings, won't it? All right. John Thomas Chavez sends a $2 super chat. He says, a bit random, but that Stidham touchdown pass to Harry. Oh, that was fucking
absolutely.
Whoops. That was freaking awesome.
Yeah. I love that entire drive with the three kids. The Stidham, Harry, and who's the other one? It was another one, but yeah, the kids. Oh, and by the way, the is it the guard, or he has the last name of O? I don't know if I can pronounce it. The rookie that they drafted.
Yeah. What about him?
Hold on, I'm gonna search for his name really fast.
Thank you, John, for your super chat. Appreciate that. Raphael with another super chat. Dude, you have been on fire this weekend. Did you get like a year-end bonus or something from your work? He says, let's go. I would do it louder, Raphael, but it's 7 a.m. here. So, but I'll give you a big let's go next time, I promise. On Saturday night, I will.
Mike Onawenu, that's his name. That's the guard that was out there. He did pretty well.
If I have to wear some Jets memorabilia, I'm never going to live that down, dude. I mean, if you know anything about me, my hatred for the Jets, it's not just about football. It's I hate the organization. I just don't like them. Their fan base, like the Jets are like the Eagles of the AFC. That's how I see them. And the way their owner did so many crappy things in regards towards the Patriots, like so much shady stuff, and come on, telling on us on Spygate, really, what kind of man are you? You couldn't just pick up the phone and say, hey, Belichick or Kraft or who, if you're the owner, maybe you call Kraft, but you say, listen, we know what you did today. Don't be doing that again. If you do it again, we'll call the league or something. You don't just tattletale at halftime that's gay. You can't do
and
that
then
stuff.
he accuses us of tampering with. Remember when Darrelle Revis was a free agent?
Yeah, but then they do the same thing. They do the same thing.
They do the exact same thing.
Yeah,
and they don't get punished for it because all the higher ups at the NFL, they work at 345 Park Avenue, and they're all, guess what, Jets fans, including the commissioner.
Yeah,
sad.
So we've got a brilliant comment here from a guy named the Tomahawk. He says a thong will provide about as much coverage as the Jets defense this year. Well,
that's good.
Raphael did not tell me what I had to wear. It just had to be Jets.
Jets related.
Could be a Jets bra. Could be a Jets sports bra. Could be anything. You just never know. So Yeah.
Oh no, Ravens 52. Jets fans are worse than all of them combined. Trust me, I live in the New York tri-state area. They're bad.
They're awful. And listen, you obviously know that a Jets fan has to be screwed up, right? Because you live in New York and you can be a fan of the Giants or the
Mhm.
Jets. If you pick the Jets, that means you already have a mental condition. It means that there's something wrong with you. Because if I was born and raised in New York, I'm a Giants fan, easily. That's easy.
And by the
Uh,
way, most Jets fans are usually Knicks fans and Mets fans. So I
yeah, and
mean, just
Islanders,
like
right?
a
They like
trifecta
the
of
Islanders.
torture.
They like the Islanders,
Well,
right?
yeah, some of them do. Yes,
It's
some
a
or the Rangers.
it's
But
a
I
weird.
mean, like, it's a trifecta of terrible.
Yeah.
Do you hate the Jets more than you hate say?
Sorry, what'd you say?
I
Shaq
said, do
did.
you hate the Jets more than you hate Jim Irsay?
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Because Jim Irsay is just one guy. I don't hate the Colts. Like I don't hate
He's
them. Like, but I
he's
hate
just
the owner.
mentally impaired
But
because all the drugs he
but
takes.
the Jets, I have a problem with everything, everything about them. So it's a whole team wide issue there. So it's just I can't help it. It's something I just can't stand them. And um,
All right, well, hey, listen, it was good talking to you, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep listening, but gotta get off, man. I got some stuff to do.
all right, thanks for calling in, buddy. Appreciate it.
All right. Yeah, Drew.
Yeah, man, you two, you guys have a good one.
You too. Yeah, I was having trouble hearing him. There was like some breakup and stuff in the.
I wonder if we have if three is too many because that happened with the Chiefs guy too.
Yeah, not sure, but yeah, I mean we've been going for almost 2 hours. I think this is probably a good stopping point, right? I mean we've said everything we need to
Yeah,
say. Um,
I
I don't think
think
we left
so.
anything out.
I mean,
In fact,
I again, I thought that there would be nothing to talk about, but it was a lot.
it looks like it's over. So the Packers beat the Falcons 30-16. You watch. I'm gonna look like an idiot tomorrow, and they're gonna fire that guy. I swear. I, my luck.
Yeah,
That that
I think he's done.
I think he's done no matter what. But I'm not sure they'll fire him tomorrow. So, but thank you guys so much for all your super chats tonight. You guys are awesome, and for being here tonight, just in general on a weeknight. I know a lot of people have to get up and work. Eli, thank you. Yeah, Assassin's Creed. If it's up like this, well, it's my name Aaron. But if you turn it upside down, you've got Von Allen. So it works perfectly for me. But we will see you guys on Saturday night. Uh, don't forget, I have another channel called Von Allen POV.
Oh, Thursday
Um,
night.
and oh yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I will see you guys actually Thursday. We'll see you Thursday night for the Bucks pay. I'm sorry, Brady post game. And then we will have the Saturday night show, and then we'll have the Sunday post game for the Patriots and Broncos. So, wow, we're going to be seeing you 3 times this weekend again, guys. But we'll talk to you soon, and thanks for being on. Appreciate you guys.
Later.
Good night.